Hey, it's Randy from Funeral Funds of America. In this video, I'm going to show you the actual pricing for $25,000 worth of burial, cremation, final expense, life insurance, or funeral funds for a 77-year-old female. Now, first thing I recommend is you go to our website, and we've got these quoters on just about every page, and select what state you live in. We're licensed in all 50 states, and then select the coverage amount, and then enter your birthday and the rest of the info. Click Get Quotes Now. It will take you to a page that's going to show you all the best insurance companies with all the best rates. And what you're going to like about this, it's going to help you avoid all those companies that you see on television or in magazines that offer those really silly low teaser rates and that are just trying to get you to call. And then once they get you on the phone, they're going to increase the price on you because those little teaser rates don't provide really much coverage at all. The other thing it'll help you do is avoid those companies with 2-year waiting periods that a lot of times they're going to be like 200% more expensive. So you definitely want to watch out for those. Now, the first thing we really recommend a 77-year-old female do is, if you're looking at 25,000, say, is that enough coverage? But also, is that too much coverage? So typically final expenses would be either a cremation or a burial. So the average cost of a cremation right now in the United States is between $1,000 to $2,000. Now that's if you come home in a cardboard box or an urn. So we would typically recommend about $5,000 to $7,000 worth of coverage. And you might be going, well, $5,000, that's more than the $2,000. Yeah, but you're 77, and what happens if you make it to 87? We know the prices go up over time due to inflation. So we're just trying to build a little extra money in there to just compensate for the cost of inflation. Now, if you want to get a little lower amount, we can help you out. We can help you do that. We can always help you add more coverage later too, once you get your initial coverage in. Now, if you're going to be cremated and have some sort of a ceremony, like a remembrance ceremony, celebration of life ceremony, that's probably going to be $3,500 to $4,500. So we would typically recommend probably around $7,000 to $8,000. But again, if you can only afford $5,000, get $5,000 right now. That'll cover your most immediate needs, and we can always help you add more coverage later. Now, if you're looking at a burial, the average cost of a burial right now in the United States is around $10,000. So, but that's if you died today. And of course, you're 77. If you make it to 87, we know it's going to be more expensive. But as of right now, if you walk into a funeral home with a $10,000 check, they will most likely get it done, because it's hard to imagine they would say no, let you walk out the door, walk 2 blocks down the road to their competitor and give them the money. Just understand, $10,000 is not going to be a fancy funeral by any means. So they're going to have to lighten it up just a little bit. But that's okay. They'll take care of that for you in most cases. But, in most cases, we're probably looking for a 77-year-old female, probably be between $10,000 to $15,000, possibly $20,000. Just depends on your budget. But what you don't want to happen is go, gosh, if I can't do $25,000, if I can't afford that, I'm not going to do anything at all. And that's not wise. That places your family at risk. And at some point, you're going to pass away with no insurance, and they're going to have to pay for it. And we don't want them resenting you at all for that. One thing we always recommend is getting first aid coverage or benefits. And what that means is, hypothetically, if you were approved and your policy were issued today and you died tomorrow, it would pay out from the very first day. That's very different than 2-year waiting periods, where they don't pay out anything in the first 2 years if you die of a health or medical reason. So we don't recommend 2-year waiting period plans at all because of that. Now, a lot of people would say, yeah, I like the first aid coverage, but those plans ask health questions, and I'm not in the best of health. To which we reply and say, hey, your health is our problem, not your problem, at least when it comes to this insurance. So we work with enough different insurance companies that all ask different health questions. They all have different underwriting requirements. And really 95% of the time right now, we're getting people first aid coverage or benefits. The only reason you wouldn't qualify for that is if you had some really significant health issues going on, like you had a terminal illness and you're going to pass away in the next 12 months, or you had dementia, or you were on dialysis, or maybe in a hospital or in a nursing home. If that were the case, we'd probably refer you out to a different insurance company The other thing that seems to happen every week is we get somebody that calls us up and they say, hey, we had a family member pass away this last week. They didn't have any insurance. We don't have any money. Their body's down at the funeral home. The funeral home director's not going to do anything till he gets a check in his hand. So we need to get this insurance really quick so that we can get money in our hand to pay the funeral home director. We have to let them know there's no insurance company in the United States that's going to approve a policy on a dead person. It does not work out that way. You have to be alive to qualify for this insurance. And it's really sad that the person who died didn't take care of this. They didn't love their family enough. They didn't put a high enough priority on it to get it done before they died. And now their family's going to suffer. And in most cases, families have to put this on credit cards. And now they're paying like 26% interest. And they're paying years and years and years on something that you should have taken care of. But instead, you chose to burden your family with it. So not a great legacy to leave behind. This insurance is affordable. And even if you need to start with a smaller amount, get that. We can always help you add more coverage later. Now, the one thing we don't recommend is the plans with the 2-year waiting periods. Now, Colonial Penn, their $9.95 plan, the Colonial Penn's one of the, I guess, more well-known companies because they seem to like advertise all the time. Seems like their commercials are on every 7 minutes on the television. But yeah, their $9.95 plan is a 2-year waiting period plan. And they're not the only company that sells those 2-year waiting period plans. Let's see, there's Mutual of Omaha, United of Omaha, they're lying there, and then AIG, Gerber, and boy, just a bunch of other companies too. And some of these companies out there have done such a great job of convincing the American public that once you get past age 50, the only thing you qualify for is a plan with a 2-year waiting period, to which we always go, don't believe such nonsense. We help people with first aid coverage all day long, so don't fall for that. So our 77-year-old female is probably just finishing watching one of those Colonial Penn commercials, and she's probably thinking, oh my gosh, I'm probably going to get $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, maybe even $50,000 for $9.95. I'm so glad I waited until age 87. I got the better of the insurance company, and I can't wait to get my $50,000 policy. And then she calls Colonial Penn, talks with one of the agents, or goes online and looks at their website like we're doing for you. Female age 77, 1 unit of coverage, $9.95, is only going to pay out $689. $689 is not going to be enough to even pay for a cremation anywhere that we know of in the United States. And it doesn't matter because it wouldn't pay out for 2 years because it's got a 2-year waiting period. Ouch. Yeah. A lot of people would say that, some of these companies that offer these really low teaser rates, that they really don't, that it's not that they want to sell you the low teaser rate. That's just to get your information. And then once they get on the phone with you or however else they're going to do it, then they would try to upsell you to buy more coverage, because really $9.95 pays for $689, and that really doesn't help anybody too much. So, yeah. So again, a lot of people would say that companies do those teaser rates just to get you to call in and then start pitching higher amounts. And we don't have an opinion whether Colonial Penn does that or not. We'll kind of let you be the judge on it. But, looking at $689, that doesn't really buy much. So Colonial Penn, one of the disadvantages, they do it per unit, but you can only get 15 units. So 15 units, you're maxed out for a female age 77. That's only going to buy $10,335. So if you want $25,000, you're out of luck. So let's take a look at what $25,000 would be in first aid coverage. $25,000, female, age 77. Click Get Quotes. And here it's going to pull up. So you can get, roughly for right around $200, you can get $25,000 worth of coverage. But let's take a look at here. Again, Colonial Penn, you're getting half the coverage, but you're paying $149. So it's just, it's so expensive. We routinely see in so many cases, Colonial Penn's often right around 200% higher than the lowest price first aid coverage company. So now, why would you overpay or get less insurance for the same amount of money? We don't understand it. just be a smart shopper, and we can help you be a smart shopper, a smart consumer. We can help you get the best rates. We love helping people with that. So let's look at some other companies here. And you'll be able to check out all these different companies. And well, here's one, Lincoln Heritage. If you look at this, I mean, they're a fine company, I guess, but look at that pricing, $298. Yikers, right? It is level coverage, first day coverage. That's good. But yeah, it's so expensive. And the reason it is they've got a deal where when you pass away, they will supposedly call 2 or 3 different funeral homes and get you the lowest pricing and maybe do a couple other things, but it's not free. They charge for it. So you're going to pay for it. And look at that. That's basically $300 a month versus what's basically $200 a month. So they're almost $100 more a month, more expensive. It's like $97, $98, but let's just do easy math because I got to do some multiplication here. So let's say it's roughly $100 a month. For a year, you would be overpaying $1,200. And if our 77-year-old female lived another 10 years, would overpay, $12,000 roughly. So you got to ask yourself this one. Is it worth overpaying a company in the next 10 years around $12,000 for them to call 2 or 3 funeral homes, maybe do a couple of other things that might only take an hour or so for them to do? A lot of people would say that is a really great payday for the insurance company. And I tell you what, I would tend to agree. We really want to keep that money in your own pocket and don't give that to an insurance company. So what we do at Funeral Funds is we offer a free funeral and estate planning guide that you can download off our website, print it out, and then just complete it and say, who gets what and what goes where and what you want done after you're gone. And then when you're done with that, keep it with your insurance policy. And now you've protected your family both financially with the insurance policy, but emotionally with the funeral and estate planning guide because they won't have to worry about a thing. All they'll have to do is just execute your wishes and get everything done per your exact directions, and they will have provided the money to do it. And what a wonderful legacy to leave behind. What a wonderful gift of love for them to know that, you are not only protecting them in life, but actually protecting them in death when you are no longer here for them. And that's when they're really going to need you the most, during this time when you are gone. What a terrific legacy to leave behind. So go to funeralfunds.com. We've got a special quarter for our YouTube viewers, funeralfunds.com/YouTube, where you can get the most rates and the most lowest rates and the most discounts. And you can also call us at 888-862-9456. And one of our agents can help you out with that. And, if you're looking to price check your current policy just to make sure you got the best deal, we can help you out with that. If you want to see about adding coverage to your policy, we can help you out with that. If you're looking for a brand new policy or just have questions about what might be most appropriate or best for you, we can help you out with that. But we look forward to the day when we can get you the most amount of coverage for the least amount of money. And we will enjoy getting to know you and helping you out with this at some point in the future. Until that day comes, you stay safe, you take care, you have a nice day. Bye-bye.